This is ABRSM Theory Grade 3, question 4.2. Circle the type of interval. The lower note in each is the key note. So what they're referring to is this start note here. So this is a B. So this is either the key note of B major or B minor. So we have to work out which one of those scales does the second note belong to, and whether it's major, minor or perfect. Now we do know that if it was a fourth, a fifth or an octave, then it's perfect and it would neither be major nor minor. So the first thing to do is to work out the interval between the two notes. So we're going to count them up: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is a 6. So immediately we know that it's not perfect. It's either going to be major or minor. So let's start off by assuming that it's major and see if it fits into the major scale. Let's start off by writing the degrees of the scale, which is something that you can do very easily on your spare plain bit of paper that you're allowed to take into your online exam. And now we're going to write down the degrees of the scale in letter form, G, A and B. And we know that B major has 5 sharps. Now we know this because we have written our circular fifths at the start of the exam, and we know that we've got F, C, G, D and A. So I'm going to go ahead and put these into our scale: F, C, G, D and A. So now what we have to do is to find the 6th degree, because that's what we had here, and we have found that our 6th degree of B major scale is a G sharp, and it does indeed match the G sharp that we have here. So that suggests that it's very much a major scale. If it didn't fit, we would do the next process to work out if it was minor, but in this case we know that it was. So let's have a look at B. So B here, we are going to look at the interval first of all, the numeric interval, and I can see that it is a fifth. So the great thing about fifths is that they are perfect, and we do not need to go any further and work out if it's major or minor. So that one is great. We've got this one. Okay, let's have a look at C. So the first thing we're going to do is to work out what the numerical value is between the interval, and I'm counting up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. It's a 7th. So we know that 7ths aren't perfect, so we're going to get rid of that option. So we now know that it's either major or minor. So we could do this in multiple ways, but I'm going to test this against F major and see whether or not there is a flat, an E flat 7th. So let's work it out. So F major has got a B flat, and we know this because we're looking at our circular fifths, which we've drawn out on our scrap bit of paper at the beginning of the exam. And we're going to put the degrees of the scale: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to put in F, G, A, B, C, D, E and F. So we're going to add our B flat in, and then we're going to have a look at the 7th degree. Now this is where it gets interesting, because in our example we have an E flat, but in our scale of F major we have an E. So it clearly isn't major. So we can presume from this that the correct answer is going to be minor. We could go further and have a look at our minor scale and write down F minor, and to see whether the 7th degree is an E flat, which indeed it would be. But at this stage we've already done all the working that we need, and we don't need to go any further. So let's have a look at the final question. This is D. Now we're going to do some counting up to start with. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a fourth. Now immediately we know that fourths are perfect and are neither major or minor. So we have our correct answer straight away without having to do any further revisions.